You know it, you've seen it. It's one of the most recognizable and, let's be honest, controversial vehicles out there. But the Tesla Cybertruck's newest customer isn't some tech bro or a celebrity. Nope, it's the United States Air Force. And believe me, their plans have absolutely nothing to do with driving it. So let's break down what is really going on here.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Because according to official government documents, the Air Force is planning to buy 2 brand new Cybertrucks, ship them out to a missile range, and use them for target practice with some of America's most advanced weapons. So, what gives?
So, how did we even get here? Well, it all starts with what looks like a pretty boring government shopping list. The Air Force Test Center needed some cars and trucks for target practice, but tucked away in the details was a requirement that was, well, it was really, really strange.
Okay, check this out. The Air Force needed 33 vehicles. Most of them were just, your standard mix. Sedans, SUVs, pickups, any old brand would do. But the document was crystal clear about 2 of them. They had to be Tesla Cybertrucks. No substitutes, no alternatives. This wasn't a suggestion, it was a hard requirement.
Now, you have to understand, that's not normal. In the world of government contracts, you can't just pick your favorite brand. If you want to buy one specific product from one specific company, you have to file a ton of paperwork to explain why nothing else on the entire market will work. It's called a sole source justification, and the Air Force had to write a whole one just for the Cybertruck.
And this is where the story goes from just being a little weird to being absolutely fascinating. Because in that justification document, the US government lays out in black and white exactly why it thinks this futuristic truck has become a potential military threat that needs to be figured out, with missiles. And there it is, straight from the horse's mouth. The Air Force is concerned that adversaries, the enemy, could start using Cybertrucks in combat. Why? Because the things are apparently so ridiculously tough that they don't get destroyed like a normal car would. They're a whole new kind of target, and our military needs to figure out how to take them down.
Okay, so what is it about this truck that has the Pentagon so worked up? It's not just that wild, angular look. According to their own research, it all boils down to a couple of key engineering decisions that, frankly, no other car maker has been crazy enough to try.
First off, there's that unpainted stainless steel exoskeleton. See, a normal car has a body bolted onto a frame. With the Cybertruck, the skin is the skeleton, and it is absurdly strong. Then you add in its unique electrical system and that bizarre shape, and the Air Force came to an official conclusion. There is literally nothing else like it on the road to test their weapons against.
And you know what's so wild is that the military's official assessment lines up perfectly with how Tesla has been marketing this thing from day one. It was never sold as just another pickup truck. I mean, just think about the difference. A normal truck has a painted steel or aluminum body and regular safety glass. The Cybertruck, it's got a stainless steel exoskeleton and windows that are literally bullet resistant. From a durability standpoint, it's not even in the same league as a normal vehicle. Elon Musk himself has called the truck apocalypse-proof. And while most of us probably rolled our eyes and thought it was just clever marketing, well, it turns out the US Air Force is taking that claim very, very literally. What was once a sales pitch has now become a real-life military problem. And make no mistake, they're not just going to go out there and plink at it with rifles. These Cybertrucks are being bought specifically to test the weapons of US Special Operations Command, or SOCOM. We're talking about the military's elite with their most advanced high-tech toys. Yeah, we're talking serious hardware. This includes the famous Hellfire missile, plus smaller, super precise weapons like the Griffin missile and small glide munitions. These are the surgical tools SOCOM uses to take out very specific targets, often individuals inside vehicles. And the big question they have now is, will these tools still work against a Cybertruck? So this all brings up a really important question. Is this whole thing just a what-if scenario? I mean, is the idea of bad guys driving around in $80,000 Teslas just a fantasy? Or is this actually happening? Well, the evidence is pretty clear. This is not hypothetical anymore. The Cybertruck is already popping up in the hands of some pretty interesting people in some very strategic parts of the world.
I mean, just look at this. The Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov has already been showing off militarized Cybertrucks with heavy machine guns mounted in the back, claiming he's sent them to Ukraine. The police in Dubai have added them to their fleet of supercars. Heck, even our own State Department thought about buying some before changing their minds. This truck is already out there.
And we're not talking about a couple of rare prototypes. There are already more than 46,000 Cybertrucks out on the roads across the globe. That number is going up every single day, which means the time for treating this as some future problem has long passed. And here's the real kicker. Tesla is getting ready to start selling them directly in Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar. These are all regions where U.S. special operations have been very active for a long, long time, often targeting the exact kinds of threats these tests are designed to simulate. So when you put all of these pieces together, the picture becomes incredibly clear. This isn't just about the military having some fun blowing up a cool-looking truck. This is about them scrambling to adapt to a world where the line between everyday consumer tech and military-grade hardware is getting blurrier by the second.
It's this really clear, logical progression. A company creates a crazy durable vehicle. That vehicle starts spreading all over the world. Adversaries see how tough it is and start using it. And that forces our military to adapt and figure out how to counter a threat that literally did not exist a few years ago.
Ultimately, it all boils down to a very simple and very expensive bit of math. The Pentagon has to be 100% sure that its super sophisticated $100,000 missiles can still take out a target that somebody can just go out and buy for about 80 grand. There's no room for error. And that really leaves us with a much bigger question for the future, doesn't it? The Cybertruck might be the first, but you can bet it won't be the last. As the technology we can all buy gets tougher and more resilient, where do we even draw the line anymore between a regular car and an armored vehicle? That is the challenge the Air Force is trying to get ahead of, one explosion at a time.